Hello there, Team Life Changers. I'm super, super excited tonight because we have Afton with us tonight. She's gonna share with us her secrets of hitting diamond in 9 weeks. Was it 9 weeks, Afton? 8 weeks or 9? Oh, you're muted. You just muted.
Sorry.
There you go.
I think it may have been 8, but Jana said 9, but I can't exactly remember. I started about January 13th, so.
Okay, awesome. That's awesome. So we can't wait to hear all of that. Before we get into that, first of all, Melinda, that's whose face we don't see on here yet, because I wanted to give her a big thank you for last week taking care of Team Call. She shared with Instagram and how to do that, and you guys were kind of on action, right, of how to do it. You guys got on there and set up your accounts and got rolling with that. I need to get better on Instagram. I have an account, but I haven't learned how to do it yet, but I will. So big thank you to Melinda for taking care of that. And I also am just so excited because of our chat thread, and I was just, Susan can attest to that. I mean, I was just crying. I was in tears, which I did leave a voice message for the chat. I guess kind of like when I feel I'm such a motherer, nurturer, and when I say that I care about my team, like, I can't tell you enough. I care about my team. I mean, you guys are family to me. I just want to make sure you guys are doing okay. If you guys are needing something while I'm gone, I'm just that kind of a person. And you guys took care of each other beautifully. It was awesome. And when I saw that chat blowing up and you guys were helping each other and answering each other's questions, wow, I just cried. Susan saw me, and then I was like, you guys are awesome. It was like a Hallmark movie moment. But I love Team Life Changers. I just can't tell you. Outside of my own family, you guys are everything that I think about day in, day out. How can I help you guys? What I can do to help you hit Success Club and be, successful in your business and get that Shakeology paid for. That's the big thing. Get that Shakeology paid for and get your business rolling. I just want to help you guys any way I can. But I want to give some shout outs on our Success Club board. This is so new for us to do Success Club boards. Usually we go on to Life Changers, and now we have enough people who are selling challenge packs on our own team, and we can do our own shout out, so that's exciting. I am super excited. We have a brand new coach that is on our team, Gina Campbell. She is under Sarah. And Gina is rocking it. Like Sarah said, can you upgrade Gina to 6 points? So Gina just hit SC6. So she's not even on the board anymore. I didn't even move her up to where she needs to be. So Gina, you are rocking it, girl. I'm proud of you. Melinda is at 2 points. And Lori Butterworth got a coach this week. She got a new job, and she just goes into work, and this I don't know if it was her supervisor or someone, you go into a new job and you're nervous and somebody wants to buy a challenge pack, and then she signs up as a coach. That's huge. So excited for you, Lori, and she's 1 coach and 2 points. Kathy Park, you are hitting Success Club. You have 6 points on the board. A pastor. We're getting all these authority figures. I'm gonna be all nervous. That's awesome. Congratulations, Kathy. We also, myself, I'm at 3 coaches and 10 points, and Sarah is rocking it, 3 coaches and 17 points. Super excited for her. So did I miss anybody that's on the call? That's all that I have on there. So just know that whenever you go in to update, you have to do it from your laptop. You can't do it from your iPhone, but super, super excited about that. A couple of short announcements. I want to just hurry up and get to Afton, but a short, little brief announcements here. I have taken the plunge and jumped into this new Coach Basics, and it is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm trying to get through. I met with Tiffany today. I'm so glad Tiffany is one of our new coaches. I'm so glad Tiffany is on board too. I told Tiffany she was one of those coaches that as soon as she wasn't even a coach yet. She jumped in. The challenge group hadn't even started yet, and she's putting these tips in there of, drinking water and how she drinks her water, and then how she puts her, I did have mine right here, her little food chart in a sheet protector, and she has a dry erase. I told him, like, blaring, coach material. So I slowly added those seeds to Tiffany, and she is here, and I know that she's going to rock this business too. So I'm so glad you're here with us too, Tiffany. So super excited. And I am trying to catch up with all of our emeralds who are very super organized, and Tiffany is one of them. Just absolutely amazes me because you guys are it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I am sapphire all the way. I carry my party in a bag and I just go, and that's kind of how I jumped into this thing. I just jumped in and just went. And now I'm backtracking and I'm like, okay, new coaches. What does a new coach need? And I have to say, those Mindy Wender videos are absolutely still my favorite. And at some point, I want to make my own videos to cover kind of the things that she covers. Because in 14 days, she just covers everything from personal development to Facebook, a face on face presence. She covers Success Club. She covers the trips. She covers so much in that 14-day series. So I'm trying to get, like, Gina is a new coach, Tiffany is a new coach. And so as you guys add coaches that want to do the business, I'm trying. This first one is probably going to be a little hodgepodge until we get it. When I started and I had coaches like want some information, I remember, I don't know who, I think it may have been Susan, and we were talking, she's like, okay, so what is Emerald rank? I'm like, well, hang on and I'll make a video. And I literally just went and grabbed my stuff, made a video. I didn't care what I looked like, made a video, and I was like, I don't know where to download this, so let's put it in Life Changers. So now I just downloaded that how to set up your account, and I'm looking at that video. My hair is all like crazy. So if you don't mind your coaches seeing me all frazzled, I get the information out there, but I will at some point get it nice and clean and pretty. But at this point, I just want everybody to get the information they need. Whether I'm, have makeup on or my hair's frazzled, they're going to get that information. So all of that to say, I do have a new coach basics going. I'm also going to be talking with Afton and Jatana and a couple of other coaches. We're going to talk tomorrow morning about kind of organizing and how to get it a little bit more systematic. So that will be good by the time that you have your coaches and you want to get them trained up. So that is brewing. And again, we've talked about that with challenge groups. Oh, Shannon. Did I talk about Shannon? Did I share? Did I? Okay, let me backtrack a little bit. Shannon, who I just added to our top coach thread. Shannon is a new coach. I think she may have come just a little bit before Tiffany, or maybe Tiffany came. I think she came before Tiffany. And she's been quiet. You guys probably remember her from the challenge group. She's just been quiet. She signed up as a coach, and she's like, I'm going to do things my own way. And, not her own way, like I'm just going to ignore it. Not that way, but she's just going to kind of do things and have her own flavor. And I'm like, okay, so I'm just going to let her go at her own pace. I didn't add her to our chat for a while because I didn't want to overwhelm her. And all of a sudden I look, and Shannon is at 8 points on the board. So I was like, girl, we need to get you into the chat thread. And so big shout out to her because, like, again, I don't know why I skipped over that, but Shannon is rocking it at 8 points for Success Club. And the reason that jogged my memory to give a shout out for Shannon was because we were talking today, and also Tiffany and I were talking, Sarah, and some of the other coaches that have been with me for a while. I've got some coaches who are getting ready to branch out and do their own challenge groups. Yay! I'm so excited. That is exciting. And I think up until this point, we've needed each other. I've needed you guys just as much as you've needed me. I'm trying to hit Success Club just as much as you guys are. And I think having the bigger group has been great. But I also have to say, in that little video, that teeny little 1-minute video I posted in our chat thread of I'm reading this leadership book, and honestly, I'm holding you back by being your challenge group leader. because what John Maxwell, who is very reputable, and we can totally, lean on what he has to say. He's awesome. He's saying that everybody that comes under you, they will come up only as far as your leadership allows them to come. And when you kind of take those reins and you just start leading those people, you're gonna go up a level, and those people are gonna come up a level. And that's what we want. All of us need to start climbing up and being those leaders. So if you are absolutely desperate, and you really want to stay with me, absolutely, you are welcome to stay in my challenge groups. And if you have like 1 or 2 challengers, absolutely stay with me. But I do have challengers who have like 2 people who have said, you know what, or coaches, I'm going to do my own challenge group. So I think that is great. You can use the that new tracker app, kind of intimate, kind of like if my sister and my mom wanted to get together and say, hey, let's do this challenge group. It's very intimate, and you can hold each other accountable and say, hey, do you have friends? Sometimes when it's a little bit smaller and it's intimate that way, people are more apt to join, because it's kind of like, hey, my friend or my sister and I are doing this. Do you want to join? Kind of thing. So, and that can grow into something. So I just want to encourage you to start your own challenge groups, and it's going to force you to go to that next level and just be that leader in your group, rather than everybody getting scared off by who's that Rebecca chick in that thing. It'll be good for you to be a leader and people to see you in that platform. All right. So by April is going to be the month that I'm really pushing you guys to start your own challenge groups, okay? So some people are going to start that first week in April. I think Tiffany was talking about maybe starting that second week of April. Be strategic in how you plan your start date, because you want people will say, I have until the end of April, or I have until the 3rd week. If you pull it up a little bit, then that's going to be like, no, you have 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks to get in this, and then they're going to purchase. Then you're going to get Success Club. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Okay? Enough about the announcements. I am going to turn this over to Afton. We have been so super excited, Afton, for you. You should see our chat. We're like, some of us are like, I wanted to be on, and some of us had to work and couldn't be on. So I've recorded, and we are just waiting to receive all of your pearls of wisdom. So
well, I hope I have some. I mean, I don't feel like I have anything any different than anybody's ever said, but I appreciate it. So I kind of started off sounds like Tiffany did. I started in Jatana's New Year, New You challenge group. And I just went all in, and I was posting in the group. I had my little water thing, and I just had tips I just wanted to share with people. And I like to encourage people. I like to motivate, and because I feel like what I give back. And so I started posting on Facebook as a challenger. I wasn't even a coach yet, but I would just take my daily post from my challenge group and turn them into Facebook posts. And I started getting people that were like, what are you doing? What is a challenge group? And so one thing led to another, and Jatana was like, well, have you ever thought about being a coach? And I was like, actually, I think that this is something I would really like to do. And so I signed up as a coach, and I sold 2 challenge packs my first week as a coach, just because I had already been posting on Facebook. I did 1 challenge group with Jatana, and then I've been doing my own challenge groups ever since. And I really encourage you guys to branch out on your own and do your own challenge groups. That's just where I feel like I've really developed as a coach. I've found I'm finding people that want to coach. So anyways, I kind of talked to Rebecca. I'm not organized at all. I have a notebook, and I have notes and lists and just stuff all over, and these last 8-9 weeks have just been crazy hectic for me. So I don't have systems in place, but I will do my best to tell you guys what it is I do. So anyways, on a day-to-day basis, things that are very, very important and have been important for my journey thus far is personal development. You'll see a theme here. Really, it's going to be everything that you've ever been told as a coach, the 3 vital behaviors. So I read or listen to personal development every single day. Even if I'm just sitting in my computer and I'm just like, you know what, I just need a little something. I'll go on YouTube and I'll find somebody or something to listen to, and it will literally change my whole day. I mean, I really need that. Because also before I became a coach, I was just a stay-at-home mom. I have 2 children. I haven't had a job in 8 years. So, I mean, the belief in myself wasn't really there. Like, I just didn't really know if I could do this. So that's where the personal development really comes in. Facebook is my jam. Like, if there's one thing I think I'm really good at, it's social media. And I post on social media. I post on Instagram, but really mostly Facebook. I post at least 3 times a day. I mean, some days less than others, but I post about workouts. I post about meals, recipes. I make workout videos. That is one thing that has been really popular for me. People for some reason, it just gets people interacting with me, and they'll comment like, well, I just worked out because I saw your video, and really being strategic about what time. So posting my workout videos at like 5:30 when people are getting off work and they haven't worked out, and then they see my videos or whatever. Let's see, I post about my family. I mean, it's not always just working out. And they're not all call to action posts. Sometimes I think some people get caught up in well, I've got a challenge group going on, or I've got this going on. And I try to not always be beach buddy. Even if I'm working out, I might not even say what workout it is. I got my workout in. I post my struggles. That's another thing. I mean, I've posted about personal development and things I read, and I'll have people message me and they don't even care about my workouts, but they're just like, thank you for posting that, and that matters to me. It's not just about the workouts and everything. I'm on a journey that includes personal development. And so if I can share that with somebody and it speak to them, then that's awesome. And then I do the call to action posts, challenge groups. I just am kind of starting with the coach sneak peek. I didn't really have anybody reach out after the win this weekend, but I know that will come. I'm still really new, and so I know people need to see my consistency and really trust what I'm doing for a little while before they're not going to be coming at me like they're coming at Tana. And so I have to understand that. But I still want to keep putting it out there that opportunity is there, even if people aren't messaging me, knocking on my door saying, I want to be a coach with you. So one of the main things for me is that I show up every day. I listen to the national wake-up calls. I haven't missed a team call yet. I just feel like if Jatana posts something on the group page, and I know y'all have y'all's own group, but if you're on Epic too, if she posts something, she's not wasting our time. She doesn't have time to waste. So if she is posting it, she thinks it's worthy of our time. And so I take the time to go and listen or read anything that she puts out there. I mean, one thing about this business is there is a ton of information out there. Another thing I did from the very beginning was I'm a YouTube person. I learned how to do everything on YouTube. So I found coaches that they're where I want to be. I want to be on that top 10 panel. So I'm going to go find those top 10 coaches and I'm going to follow them I'm going to follow their YouTube channels. Y'all, they post their team calls on YouTube. Even though we're not on their team, they put them on YouTube. And so I take advantage of that and I listen to other people's team calls. Because they're doing something right. And that's where I want to be. And so I'm going to take any information they're willing to give me and try to apply it to my business. So let's see what else. So let's talk about my challenge groups. And reaching out to people and inviting, that is really, really hard for me. For so many years, I have tried to be super private on Facebook. Everything. I have little kids, and I just don't want everybody to know my business. And so I had like probably 200 friend requests whenever I sign up to be a coach. I just don't accept people and everything. So changing to being really public has been different for me. And reaching out to people that maybe I haven't talked to in years is not my comfort zone. But because I am so consistent with posting on social media, I've had a lot of people reach out to me. And that's fine. I will talk to you all day long if you message me. And I'm getting better at messaging people, but one of the ways that I'm starting to reach out to people is when I post, if they like or comment and I haven't maybe talked to them in a while, I would just send them a message and just thank them for their encouragement and let them know maybe, what I've got going on, if they'd be interested or whatever. So that's kind of how I'm starting to reach out to people, because they're seeing my post and they're interacting with me a little bit. And so that kind of is an icebreaker. I'm not just completely randomly sending them a message. So, and I have a lot of people that ignore me. I get a lot of no's. And I get a lot of people that already have the program, and that's fine too. And then I get the yeses too. My husband and I, he is in sales too. So we kind of are setting up our own little challenge and like see who can get 100 no's first. And like really trying to go for that no. I watched a YouTube video at the very beginning, and she was saying like, you make for every 10 no's, you get a yes. So really you're making like $4 for every no, and that just like put it in perspective for me. Like it's hard to hear no, but like, okay, well, thank you. And I've gotten a lot better at handling those and then just moving on. Or I keep a list of everybody I talk to and what day I talk to them and what their reason for no was. Are they doing a different workout program? And if they are, I check in with them and I just say, hey, you told me you're doing couch to 5K. How's it going? Even though they're not doing Beachbody, like I want to encourage everybody to get healthy. Like even if you're not doing Beachbody right now, I'm still going to encourage you. That's just how I am. And I know all you ladies are like that too. You just want everybody to be successful. So with my challenge groups, I interact with my challengers a lot. Like I'm not just a one post a day coach. Like I'm in there all day long with them. I have a lot of girls that don't actually participate in the challenge group. So I do a lot of one-on-one, and I don't know, maybe Rebecca, you probably have a lot more. So I don't know, like if you can still do that, but I still want them to be successful. So if I have to send them a text message or send them a private Facebook message, just not every day, but maybe once a week, just let me know you're still doing it. Let me know how it's going. And usually it's like, yeah, I've lost some pounds here or there, whatever. So, so that's just how I am. I know some people I've seen say they check in maybe once a day or once every other day. I'm not just going to sell you something and move on. Like I want to get you in there and I want to help you be successful. Because they motivate me. And that's how challenge groups, like I'm still new. Like I was only in one challenge group, not as a coach. And I need that interaction every day with those girls because otherwise I would quit. I can't remember who it was. It was one of the national wake up calls. It might've been Brittany Leggett. And she said, she's a chronic fitness quitter. And I use that term a lot because that's kind of how I see myself. Like I'm really good at getting going and then I quit. So I need these challenge groups just as much as, they need us. So anyways, you guys probably all saw that post that Jatana posted about the script, about trying to get people to sign up as coaches from the beginning. And that just really has not worked for me. But what has worked for me is I keep up with all of the girls that have their home direct coming up. So like on my calendar, I have the day marked for when their home direct's going to be shipped. And I contact them and see how everything's going. Usually, you know, I know how it's going in the challenge group, and they're going to stay on it. And I offer them, tell them about the discount option. And so that's how I got a lot of coaches this month. I had maybe 3, maybe 4 that are semi-interested in working the business. I really only have one that's like, boom, ready to go, full force, but the rest of them are discount coaches. And it's just because I kept up with that time frame. They got 30 days to really give it a try and know that they wanted to stick with it. And then I offered them that discount option. And most people were like, yeah, I want to save $15. And so every single one except for one has signed up. I did have one girl cancel, which was like really sad for me because she lost like 13 pounds in the first month. But, you know, I can't do anything about that. So I'm not going to let that bring me down. I bet she'll be back. And I'll I'll continue to encourage her. But anyways, I don't know what else. Does anybody have any questions? Like I said, I'm really unorganized, so I hope some of that made sense. Let's see.
Yeah, I think it was great. You know, one question that you were talking about your posting on Facebook, and Facebook is your jam. And that's how you and I connected. Well, you saw me on YouTube and then found me, I guess, on Facebook.
Yeah.
But so you said something that was really interesting, and I wrote it down. My question is, how often do you do a call to action? Because sometimes it's easy to get on there and say, join a challenge group, and then there's just crickets and nobody wants to join in there. So how often do you do your call to action?
Well, I'm still trying to figure everything out. Like, you know, with being so new, I mean, I'm trying different things constantly. So probably the last time I did a challenge group post was, let's see, the day that it started. So my preview group started on the 14th. And that's probably the last time I've actually put a post with my little picture and you're invited and everything. And I'm probably going to do one again tomorrow because next Monday will be the order by date. And so I really want to get it going. But I've still, on this side, I still message people. I still follow up. Like I said, if somebody's liking one of my other posts and I haven't talked to them, then I'll send them an invite to that preview group. But an actual whole post, I mean, probably like once a week, maybe once every other week. I did do the coach sneak peek. I did it on Friday, and I didn't have anybody interested, and that's okay. I'm not really ready to push for that yet. I really right now love my challengers and love my challenge groups, and I'd rather it kind of be organic and happen that way, you know, get coaches from my challenge group. And so I'm not really ready to push the coach sneak peek. You know, I did it and I put it out there, and I'll do it again next time, but I'm not going to do it every day. And really, I don't want it to seem like that's like my end game. My end game is challengers and success, you know, in those groups. And I think through that is where you find your best coaches. So,
yeah.
So yeah,
it's going to dovetail on that. I've never gotten I don't think I've ever gotten one coach from a coaching at a glance, like, you know, or coaching sneak peek.
Yeah. No, I've had two completely random messages about just Beachbody coaching and what is it, and I think I scared them off a little bit. I'm not really good at selling I guess, coaching yet, you know? And that's why I like just doing the challenge groups and letting people see like what it is we're doing. And I've actually put these girls in because they haven't done the challenge groups yet. And I just don't think if you haven't done a challenge group, like you don't really understand what it is we're doing. Like, I just think that's such an important part. And when you are in those groups and you see the motivation and you see the inspiration and the success that these girls have, that is what makes you want to do this, not just because of all the perks are nice, but I generally think that, you know, helping people is what that initial drive towards coaching is. I don't know yet, but that's what drove me. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I have a question. As another mom of little ones at home, how often would you say you're actually spending on Facebook doing this stuff?
Probably too much, too much time. I've got to get on the Power Hour tracker. I just have one at home right now when my daughter's in school, and he'll start in the fall. But I think I'm a Facebook scroller. But I still try to get the majority of the work done, and then the rest of the time I'm probably just wasting. But I still try to follow that Power Hour that Kelly posted, that we did the team call. Like, that's kind of what I do first thing in the morning. Mm-hmm. So, and I've had to turn my notifications off.
I know Rebecca just told me about that last night.
Yeah,
I still have to do it.
I'm like, if somebody sends me a message, I want to respond right then. Mm-hmm. I do not like to keep people waiting. And I know it's not always going to be able to be like that. So I've got to get more comfortable just setting hours and setting time and not just constantly having my phone in my face. So, that is definitely something that I have to work on.
Okay.
But turning the
where my struggle off, is. Yeah.
It
I feel like it's all day long. I'm here and then back and here and back, and it's just all day long.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So I need to get time management book is on my personal development book list, because I need
that too.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I think one of the biggest thing is figuring out I don't scroll anymore unless I am looking for specific people that I want to see what they're doing so that I can comment, connect with them, and make it genuine contacts.
Right.
And I used to stalk Jatana every day and watch everything she's doing. And I'm like, I don't even know what she's doing anymore because I don't have time, you know. But now I'm spending my time is on my coaches. Like, I want to know, does Kathy need something? Does Tiffany just signed up? Does mine is, you know, whereas I need, you know, that's my thing, is where the chat, I'm like, what is everybody talking about? And I have to learn how not to do that, or there's always some kind of hole. And when you're talking about your Power Hour, Afton, so with like those, you know, because like we got our business trackers. I've got a couple of my coaches that we're keeping accountable. Like, we're going to do that BAT. We're going to do the business accountability or the business tracker, business, whatever the thing's called.
Business activity.
And I check it all off, and then it gets to those invites. So what do you do in your Power Hour when it gets to those invites? Do you do cold invites at all, or do you just?
I just try to pick 3 people a day to send a message to. I mean, it could be new people, or maybe people like now that I have a sneak peek going on, if they were people that were in my previous group but didn't join, I consider that an invite, because they're not in my group anymore. So they're on a list, and I try to just keep it to 3 a day. Like, I think I watched a video, and they were saying they were trying to talk to 30 people a day. And like, that's just not where I am. So realistically, like 3 to 5 people is who I try to talk to today. And they're not always brand new people. They're follow-ups. They're either past, you know, they were in my past preview and I want to get them in another preview, or they're maybe new, or they're just people that I have conversations going on with that just haven't committed to me yet, but they're still talking to me. And And like I said, I have a lot of people that ignore me, and I don't understand that. Like, I just wish that people would know that, like, you can tell me no, like, it's not going to offend me. And so I'm trying to decide, like, is that like a not right now? Because if they didn't want to, would they tell me no? So how long should it be before I send them another message? And I also have to keep in mind, like, Facebook is my job, and not everybody else is on Facebook all the time, checking their messages all the time, responding to messages. So like, I had a girl today that I hadn't heard from in like 2 to 3 days, and I just thought she wasn't going to respond to me, but she did. She responded to me today. And so, that's her timeline. And so I have to keep, it's a learning process for me too, to realize, like, I've got to figure out like the right time to give people without bothering them. Because I've had some people, I'll follow up with them. They'll be like, yeah, everything's fine. I just hadn't had a chance to get back to you. And I'm like, okay, that's fine too. I guess a day isn't enough time for some people. 3 days is what some people need. So I think I just got off way on a tangent on that comment. I'm sorry. But anyway, so they're not always new people is what I'm trying to say. So I just kind of, like I said, I have my list of people that I've either talked to or they've commented or liked a post, and I want to talk to them. And that's kind of what I pull for. And I don't message people every day. Like I said, that is what I've really got to work on. I'm really good at some other things and not so good at others. And inviting is really, really hard for me, but I am getting better at it. I think the more that I do it, the better it feels. Like, I'm getting more confident in it. So it doesn't hurt my feelings as bad when they're like, no. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then I'll just move on. So.
Anybody else have more questions?
Well, I don't have a question. And I was really debating if I should even say anything because, I'm the new kid on the block. But I am a mother of 8 children, 7 of them who are still at home, and I'm home educating. So for me, and I've been a part of businesses before, I also blog. So what I do to help with my, like, when I need to get stuff done outside of caring and educating children, I have what I call my office hours. And so it's time that I have set aside, a certain amount of time for each thing. And for Beachbody right now, it's an hour because I'm just getting started and trying to understand everything and get the ball rolling. And then for grading papers, it's a certain amount of time. For writing my blog posts, it's a certain amount of time. And I really try to hold myself to that. Now, I have children and they're at home, so I have to be flexible with that, right? One of the things that I like to say is, blessed are the flexible, for they shall not be bent out of shape. So I have to be a little flexible when somebody needs something. But I just wanted to encourage those of us who are mamas who have little ones at home. We have to really understand and embrace the season that we're in and work in a time frame that works for wherever we're at. Because if we're trying to fit ourselves into somebody else's mold, it's frustrating, and it's not going to yield any kind of fruit because we're not that other person, and they're not where we are and we're not where they are. So I just want to offer that as a bit of encouragement as we all think about how can we manage and fit Beachbody into our life, as while we're doing everything else that we're doing.
Right. And I think that an hour at this business, you can get a lot done. Like, if you really just set that hour and it's a focused hour, like, you probably don't even really need an hour. It's just when you start and you get off, in your mind, So, I mean, if you have an hour, like, I'm going to have to do that this summer. Like, my goal this summer is to get up early and get things done before my day starts with the kids. So that's kind of a goal that I have that I haven't really started doing yet, but I'll get there.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else have any questions? I was going to ask, which personal development books would you recommend? I was in a chat today about personal development books?
I've actually only read 2 so far. One of them has a bad word in it. Sorry.
The bad
it's the Jensen Sarah, You Are a Bad ASS. But I loved that book. Like, it pumped me up. It made me feel like, you know what? Yeah, like, who cares what anybody else thinks? Because that is a problem that I have. Like, I let people, and I mean, I haven't had any negative comments or anything yet, but I hold myself back from that. And it really did. My husband just finished reading it, and now he's like, you know what? I think I want to be a Beachbody coach. Like, why am I going and working a job that I don't even really love? Like, this is our one life to do something that makes us happy, you know? And I read The Compound Effect. And I loved that. I'll probably read them both again. And now I just got GoPro and what was the girl one? Do you remember? Is it right there? Girl Code. I don't know what that's. It's just about, you know, women and kind of like our business, you know, really helping each other and sharing information to build up female entrepreneurs. I listen to a lot of YouTube motivational speeches. I love Les Brown and Eric Thomas. Sometimes I'll type in just motivation, and there'll be those collage videos, and then I'll see who was speaking, and then I'll search that person and look for their specific speeches. So.
And then have you ever hit a month where you are desperate to hit Success Club and it's not there yet, and you scrounge around to try to hit Success Club? Has that happened yet for you?
Not yet.
And why do you think that is? What would you say? Because you said that you started with a small number of Facebook friends, right?
Yeah, I don't even have 1,000 Facebook friends yet.
How many did you have when you started?
Probably about 900.
Okay. So good. I mean, a good base.
Yeah. And I mean, I could have a lot more if I would have been, you know, college and then high school and then my husband's job, and we've lived in North Carolina and we just moved back to South Carolina, but I've just never really branched out. So I'm trying to do that now. But, I mean, really, honestly, it was just a response to my social media presence. People knew I was doing something. They knew I was doing something that I liked and that I was passionate about and that was working. Pictures, progress pictures is another one. Like, almost every single time I post a progress picture, I will get at least 2 messages about people interested in what program I'm doing. And so, I mean, that's just been, I mean, I'm like so nervous that it's beginner's luck and it's going to run out eventually. So like the beginning of every month, I'm really, really nervous. But I remember something that I saw Jatana tell another coach, that the success you're seeing or what you're seeing in your business right now is a reflection on what you were doing 3 months ago. And so
well, that's good.
If I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing right now in 3 months, that's when what I'm doing right now is really going to pay off. And so you just have to really, I think consistency is just huge, because I mean, I think people are really watching to see if you mean it, you know, or if this is just another, you know, thing that you're just going to walk away from. And it's an investment. I mean, people don't want to spend money if you're not going to be there in a month, you know? And so I think they're just really watching us to make sure. I mean, that's how I feel. Like, I just feel like the people that I'm talking to, like, don't really believe me yet. I mean, some of them do, but I just hope in 3 months, it's just even more, you know? So, but yeah, that little nugget that she gave somebody, it sticks with me.
Can you repeat that again? Because Cindy was off, because she hopped off. I want her to hear what you just said, because I'm going to make sure everybody hears this later. But I mean, not that I'm pointing you out, Cindy, but I just noticed that you went off. I was like, oh, she just said something good. Another head in me.
The success you're seeing in your business today is a reflection of what you were doing 3 months ago. So, where you are right now and how you're posting and what you're doing right now, that's going to pay off in 3 months. It's just, and I guess that's kind of the compound effect too, so just show up every day. Like that is just like some days I was telling my husband, like some days I have like 15 posts that I want to make. I'm just like, I have this and I want to say this, I want to say this. And then some days I just have nothing, but you just really have to have something. Just show up every day, be on all the calls, listen, just be like a sponge. There's just so much information out there. I just couldn't even believe it when I started, and just seeing all these other coaches and people just sharing information. It's pretty incredible.
Anybody else have any more questions? All right, I'm going to get a photo. It's photo up right now. Mine doesn't give a nice clear picture though, like what, maybe some of you guys have a clearer screen, but everybody smile. Mine is dark. Kristen has a halo in behind her on my thing because of the light coming behind her. Thank you guys so much for being on this call and being on the wake-up call this morning, and just giving everything that you've got. You guys are doing an amazing job. We are still ranking like in the 200s, in the middle of 400,000 plus coaches. It's amazing. We have, how many people did I call off that are in Success Club? You guys are doing awesome. And I love what Afton said. I mean, and I would have her repeat it 8 more times. What you do, you're going to see the effects 3 months later, and just being consistent in those postings, and just don't, every seed that you put in, it will, you just have to trust God. You just have to trust Him, because we are doing what we know that we're supposed to be doing. And I love what Tiffany said of having those hours, because when you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to something else. And we got to be careful what we're saying no to. And I loved something that Susan told me on our very first call that we had about this business and maybe Susan, you could even explain it better. I don't want to put you on the spot though, but about the word balance. And sometimes it's not about balance. It's about, because if you have an orchestra playing, sometimes it is the time for the cello to have the solo, and sometimes it's time for the violin to have a solo, and that is going to get center stage for a little bit. But if that's the only thing that's playing forever and ever and ever, then everything is like, okay, this is boring. Our lives, we are wives, we are mothers, we are entrepreneurs, and this is, for me, this is my first time having a job since I've had kids. It's exciting, but I definitely want it to have its proper place, in my life. Susan, you unmuted. What can you?
Oh, I just like to remind myself that my life needs harmony.
Harmony.
And that balance is good, but sometimes balance can lead us to think that we need to sort of give equal distribution to things. And that's not always the best approach, or not always what we're called to do in that time. So I look more for harmony. That just works for me. That just kind of gets me perspective. That gives me perspective when one thing is taking more of a center stage. Then I think, I can't have this take center stage forever. And it doesn't take forever. It's just, it's time for this in this moment. And, but things need to get back into harmony later. That's just what I use.
Yeah, that's great. It stuck with me. All right, ladies. Thank you, Afton, so much. Thank all of you guys for being on the call tonight. And I'm sure we'll see you in the chat thread. And in
Afton, it was great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope something, I don't know, I'll get better at this. This is I've been telling Rebecca, I've been so nervous, like talking to people is not something I'm comfortable with yet, but I'm practicing. I make videos for my challengers a lot now, and it'll get better. So those things I got
true. The only way to practice is by doing. So good job. And I enjoyed your call. Thank you. And hey, you know what I'd love to see at some point? I'd love to see how you keep your lists. Like, what your lists look like.
They're
Isn't that
like
crazy?
a mess.
I know, because that's how, like, that's how
I
you
still have
think.
one of my very first ones. It's funny. Like, this is how I started. Look at this. It's just like scribble notes. Like, I am not a computer girl. Like, I have so much to learn. I do not know how to use Excel. I don't know if y'all know this. If y'all are Excel spreadsheet type people, you can request your Facebook friend list to be exported into an Excel document. I did it, but I didn't know what to do with it. So I've just pushed that to the side for a little bit because I'm not really ready to handle that yet. But I just thought that was so awesome. Like, if you know what you're doing and you know how to manage spreadsheets, that would be pretty awesome to sit down and look at every single one of your friends on Facebook and have them on lists and everything, but I'm just not there yet. So I don't want to overwhelm myself because otherwise I will just like walk away. So I have to know my limits, and right now that's one of them. So it's pretty cool. So right now I handwrite things.
Yeah. And I wonder how often you go back to them. Like, for me, I have this binder, and I do have a binder, Tiffany. I really have a binder. I do. I have, like a whole, like when you buy those, the sheets of paper, like I have like half of a notebook, and all it is scribbled notes. It's just scribbled notes. And I haven't gone back in here. Oh, you can't even see. I haven't gone back in here once to even read these notes. And you know what? I think it's kind of like Tiffany and I were saying today. Sometimes we get so broad, and there's this and then this and then this and this, and we get overwhelmed, and it's like, oh my gosh, I just can't do this. I just want to quit. But when you simplify it, it's like, you know what? I'm exercising, working out, and I'm sharing it with my friends. And for me, it's on Facebook. Look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing. You want to join?
Yeah.
It really is. It can get that simplified. But anyway. All right, ladies.
Thank you, Afton.
You're welcome. Thank y'all.
All right. Have a good night.